defending President Trump's declaration that some of President Biden's pardons are null and void after they were signed using an auto pen. President Trump raising questions about whether President Biden really authorized the preemptive pardons for members of the House committee that investigated the Capitol riot. Leavitt today stopping short of saying whether the president believes the Justice Department should investigate committee members. 10 states in the South and Midwest are picking up the pieces from deadly weekend storms.
This storm system killed people in a variety of different ways. At least 80 different tornadoes. They were the most deadly, especially in Missouri, but they also spawned wildfires and dust storms. Those dust storms particularly deadly in Kansas and Texas, creating zero visibility, a lot of fatal car accidents, including one massive pile up there.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Winterboro, Alabama, where a high school was ripped apart.
At one point, there was actually a bus on top of part of that high school, and it's really been volunteers, people from the community coming out to work, and a lot of students at this destroyed school who are now going in it, helping with the cleanup.
Fox Weather reporting more than 40 deaths in multiple states. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What he says is reasonable and unreasonable. Mostly sunny and 48 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Indiana Governor Mike Braun says he wants schools and local governments to be financially healthy.
But we don't want them to be so healthy that they flood you with all kinds of spending, and then they want your taxes to go up.
Which is why he said at a property tax rally at the State House this afternoon that he's continuing to fight for common sense property tax reform. An Indianapolis bar says a bartender was disrespected by a woman in a MAGA hat, but she believes she was kicked out unfairly. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Elise Hensley and her friends say they've been to the Chatterbox plenty of times, and that's where they went on Friday night, a bar along Mass Avenue in downtown Indianapolis. But when they walked into the bar, this happened.
Get out of my bar right now. Not welcome. I'm not around. Get out of my bar.
Hensley says it was because she was wearing a MAGA hat. She also told Wish TV.
Before we could even get a word out, he just looked at me and he said no.
The bar says that Hensley instigated the situation. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Prosecutors have indicted a man and his wife regarding a 2023 crash in Indianapolis. On December 23rd of that year, Bradley Woods crashed his car into a 1996 Honda Accord driven by Avery May. Police say Woods then fled the scene, and May later died from his injuries. Woods is facing 21 charges now, including reckless driving for crossing the center line before the crash, which left May's car nearly unrecognizable. Police also say his wife tried to destroy evidence. The statewide average for gas today, $2.93 a gallon, says Gas Buddy. That is up 7 cents from this time last week. 3 teams from Indiana are going to the NCAA women's basketball tournament, including Ball State.
Muncie! Party like it's 2009 for the first time in 16 seasons. Ball State women's basketball is going to the big dance.
The call from Learfield as the Ball State women won the MAC tournament championship. They're a 12 seed in the NCAA tournament. They head to Waco, Texas this week to play 5th seeded Ole Miss in the first round. Notre Dame and Indiana also in the field. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:04.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Tax season is here, and what better way to reinvest in your home than with brand new energy-efficient windows? During Universal Windows Direct's Tax Time Sale, you can save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. And here's something that will make your wallet even happier. Pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years, making it easier than ever to afford the quality windows your home needs. But wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Whether you need a few windows or a full home upgrade, this bonus savings makes now the perfect time to act. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call today for your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
With traffic now and in for Matt Bear today, here's Mike Priest.
And we're starting to see the Monday rush build south on 65 from 29th to Meridian. North side of 465, bit of tightness eastbound from Allisonville to 69. All good on 70 in both directions. Keystone Avenue with the construction jamming you south from 116th to 106th. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
The winds pick up a little bit and may gust 20-25 miles per hour for your Tuesday. Under partly cloudy skies, it will be warmer with highs near 70 and some rain showers and gusty winds on Wednesday with highs near 67. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Jason Hammer's here. My name is Nigel. We'll go to the hotline and bring on Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey show. Now, they were there leading the charge, property tax reform, the big rally today out at the State House on a very basic general level, and then we'll get to, like the really important stuff. But, I mean, Rob, for those people, those naysayers, those trolls leading up to this event that we're saying, it's Monday. Nobody's going to show up to this thing. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a ghost town. There's going to be tumbleweeds in the background. What say you to those people that were poo-pooing this event leading up to what happened today?
The crowd was awesome. The people were amazing. They got there, in many cases, an hour or more ahead of time. The crowd was so intense. They were so loud. The governor shows up while the local government guys are speaking, and you could see on his face as he turns the corner, he was blown away at the amount of people and the passion from the people, and he was so engaged and fired up. He takes off his jacket, starts rolling up his sleeves like Ric Flair in the ring, and he gets in there and gets ready to roll. Man, I mean, it was just a perfect day. It was a perfect day to show these lawmakers there are way more people that demand the property tax issue get fixed, the Mike Braun bill reset fixed, than there are these local government people with their doomsday end of the world scenarios.
So, Rob, take us through the messaging of this event today.
Well, look, Hammer was the MC. He was fabulous. You know, I hate to say anything nice about Hammer, but he was he was great. Micah kind of let us off, got the ball rolling. He brings the heat, and then we had some state lawmakers get up there and speak and talk about, hey, we're with you. There are people in the State House that are fighting for you. The local government people, Jesse Bohannon, who's a county council member from northern Indiana, and Glenn Adams, who's a town councilman from Brownsburg, were just awesome, talking about how these local governments can survive the Braun bill reset. They'll be fine. They just have to work smarter and work better. Casey was phenomenal. I was mediocre, and then Braun closed it out, and he was great.
What I was listening to your show right outside the lieutenant governor's office earlier this morning. Micah shows up, Micah Beckwith, and he said something interesting about what politicians, what people can extrapolate from how many people show up at these events. Can you know what do you remember the conversation I'm talking about? Do you know what
Yeah, because so few people engage that they say, one person showing up to an event generally to them is equivalent to about 1,000 people. And people like J.D. Prescott and these lawmakers have backed this up too. Now you can say, oh, it's only 500 or it's 1,000 or whatever. But one person represents a lot of people. So when you've got an event that there were well over, I don't know what the exact number was, but well over 500 people there. Some people said 1,000. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is that it dwarfed what these local government people have brought to these hearings. The people did show up. The people were passionate. They were way more engaged in these local government superintendents and lobbyists and all these other people, and you could see it on the governor's face. I don't think he expected anything near what greeted him, and the message was clear to him. You keep fighting, and the people will stay behind you.
Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey show joining us here on the Hammer and Nigel show. And, man, that was a loud, hot crowd. And you're right. Governor Braun seemed to be taken aback with how many people there were. Like, if you start looking at the photos on social media, I know you've posted a few and some folks that were there posted some. there was a big section in the middle. There were people going up the left stairs, people going up the right stairs, and they were loud. They were passionate, Rob. There were some other groups there trying to protest to steal the thunder, but as the kids would say, they didn't want the smoke.
Yeah, my favorite was when one of the angry red-shirted teachers with a mask tried to fight Jerry Lopez. That kicked us off before we even got the ball rolling.
Yeah, that's the one dude you don't want to have a socialism is good conversation with, Jerry Lopez, whose family is from Cuba.
Yeah, so look, our audience is awesome. Our audience showed up today. They took the day off work. They took their lunch hours off. They gave of themselves. They're the heroes today, right? Like, we could have all these people speak. Our audience, your audience, our audience, they showed up, man, and they are heroes, and they were there, and they brought their own signs, and they made shirts, and it was I'll tell you what, man, it was a little emotional there with taking the stage, seeing all of those people and knowing that they are united around this cause. So the WIBC audience, they were the heroes today.
What do you think happens now, Rob? Do you think any of the legislators' minds were changed that have problems with property tax reform?
Well, look, this was mostly about telling Braun we're behind you, because Braun has been the fighter for us. He's got the juice, right?
Yeah.
And he'll call the special session or whatever, and he's totally in on it now. You could see it today. He is not going to accept crap from these guys, and you're going to have to break them, right? It's like some sort of 80s Sylvester Stallone movie, right? Like, you're going to have to break these lawmakers because they're so afraid of these local government people, and they're so afraid of these lobbyists, and they're so afraid of doing what's right for you. And today was a clear message sent, which is we will primary you. I mean, Hammer, how many times was the primary chant break out about these people? I mean, it was a clear message. We're paying attention. This is the issue. Do the right thing. You know what the right thing to do is. Do it or pay the political price.
Yeah, and these are Republican voters for the most part, and they're smart. These lawmakers, Rob, they try to talk to these people like they're idiots. Well, the lights might go out in school, or we might not have firefighters. These people see through the bull crap. They just want their elected officials to do the same and stick up for them. That's all they're asking for.
You know, and Braun gave a great speech. He was talking about when he was on the school board, and they gave him a quote because all the bleachers need to be repaired. There's something terribly wrong with the bleachers. And they quoted him like $16,000. And he and some other guys started digging into it. They're like, well, all we determined was wrong with the bleachers was they needed some paint. And they did it for $800. And he was saying, look, this crap happens all the time in these local governments where they're not efficient, they're not effective. Our local government people, Jesse Bohannon and Glenn Adams, talked about this. These local governments can live. They can survive. The police are not going to get fired. The firemen are not going to get fired. The teachers are not going to get fired. You have to make them do it. And today was about people saying, we're sick of your crap. We're not buying it anymore. And we will stay engaged until the lawmakers do the right thing, which is reset those bills to 2021 levels.
And Rob, I know you'll have a lot more on this tomorrow on your show, but last thing here before we let you go, talk about the differences in people in that crowd. You had black people, you had white people, you had old people. There were kids at this thing. I think that's what was really cool to see for me.
You know, one of the things that really touched my heart was there was a 99-year-old World War II veteran, and the lady who was there with him, I think it was his daughter, she was like, we missed the beginning because he doesn't move very quick anymore, but he wanted to be here. Like, he insisted on being here. And that guy was awesome, man. And you realize, like, these are the people we're fighting for. These are the people you're out there, right? Some 99-year-old World War II veteran who served his country. He insisted on being there in a wheelchair today, and it was just awesome. Awesome meeting all the people. Thank you to you guys, Hammer and Nigel, for promoting this. It exceeded all expectations. It was one of the best things. And I talked to several of the people who were involved in the protests in 7 and 8 that produced the property tax caps, and they all said the same thing. This was every bit as good or better than what we did then. So while we stood on their shoulders today, we brought the heat, and it was awesome.
Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey show here on 93 WIBC. Rob, great job today. Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys. You're the best.
All right. So Nigel and I are kind of at an impasse here. So with St. Patrick's Day being today, and Allison, can we get a little mood music for St. Patrick's Day, please? Can we do that? There we go. I feel like I should be wearing a kilt doing a jig.
Why aren't you? We could make it an impromptu kilt around here.
Yeah, got some Crown Royal bags in the back, right?
Yeah, or you just take your pants off.
Well, let's see if we get a few more eyes to the YouTube. I'll give the people what they want. But we had lined up a series of like fun drinking clips today because St. Patrick's Day, let's be honest, here in America, we actually go harder on St. Patrick's Day than the people in Ireland.
Even if it's Monday.
Right. This is a drinking holiday. So I thought we would play the annual clip of you pranking your mom with the beer guy.
Right.
But now you're getting all like Senator Baldwin saying, well, hold on here. I don't know about that.
I was going to say, I didn't know we usually played that on Mother's Day or St. Patrick's Day, but I don't care which. We could play it on both.
Let's do it today.
Let's do it today.
Okay, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play it right after traffic, okay?
Oh, okay.
So let's check in with what's going on with the roads. How's it going?
All right, well, we've got a crash at 21st and Beausart Avenue on the east side. On 65, heavier stuff building southbound now from 29th into the north split. 70 remains clear both directions. 465 on the north side, bunched up eastbound from Allisonville to 69. This report is sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
48 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up here in just a moment, our pal Tom Sutton scheduled to join us.
See here?
From Coach's Tavern. He'll be here in just a little bit. We got a fun little announcement we're going to do, but as promised, we play this once a year, and I think it's appropriate to do it today on the biggest drinking day of the calendar. It is St. Patrick's Day. Here is Nigel pranking his mom with the
at work
beer soundboard.
Hello, this is Tina. May I help you?
Beer, I'm going for a beer.
Hello, this is Tina.
Beer, I'm gonna drink some beer.
Excuse me, this is Tina. May I help you?
Beer, I'm gonna drink some beer.
I'm sorry.
I like drinking beer.
Sir? Please, may I help you?
Lovely beer.
Please, I'm going to hang up now, okay?
Beer.
Call her back.
This is Tina. May I help you?
Beer. I'm going for a beer.
I'm sorry. I don't know who this is or why you keep asking for me.
Lovely beer.
Please, stop now. Who is this?
Beer. I'm going for a beer.
This is Tina. May I help you?
I like drinking beer. Lovely beer.
I'm sorry. I'm going to call the police. This is not...
Mom. It's just Nigel.
Nigel? What are you doing?
It's just a joke, Mom. It's a practical joke. You're on the air. Don't...
Nigel, I was getting ready to call the police. I mean, what? I'm at work.
Mom, it's just a joke. All right?
Nigel, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I mean, that's very upsetting to me at work.
Mom.
Nigel, if you would just grow up. That's very childish.
Mom, just calm down.
Call sometime when you can really talk.
All right.
Bye.
When was the last time you painted your home?
Our Rhino Shield has been on for 8 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Hey, it's Matt Bear. Warm weather is coming, and now's the time to call Cochran Exteriors to beat the spring rush. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and more. My friends at Cochran Exteriors will give you a free consultation with options to meet your budget, and all without the high pressure or gimmicky sales tactics. Over 10,000 satisfied area customers, a lifetime workmanship warranty. It's why Cochran Exteriors is my choice. Visit CochranExteriors.com.
Point.
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace.
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Looking for a great deal on a new Lincoln? Come to Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $15,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. We look forward to seeing you at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 57,785. Offers good through March 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
And now tips on how to have a happy St. Patrick's Day. Speak in an annoyingly high and singing leprechaun voice.
They're magically delicious.
Wear green. Drink green beer. Pinch people who don't wear green. Wait, scratch all that. Let's start over. Stay home. Don't get stupid drunk and pass out in the men's room hugging a toilet. Avoid amateur night. You're probably not Irish and don't like corned beef and cabbage anyways. Order a pizza. This has been tips for how to have a happy St. Patrick's Day.
There it is. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. And we are going to a special live in-studio guest. More of a tradition now here on the Hammer and Nigel Show every St. Patrick's Day.
Every St. Patrick's Day, we dig up the old dusty bones of Tom Sutton at Coach's Tavern, and we drag him in here. How the hell are you?
These bones are dusty. Just turned 49 yesterday, so one more year,
Right
and then I'm
on.
the big 5-0, and I'm already feeling it. So
I got 1 month before the big 4-9. So
I'm older
me and
than you.
are
I did not
there.
know that.
Yeah, just by a little, just by a few
I am your
weeks.
senior. You will respect me.
You guys will die at least a year before I will, so I've got that going for me. Tom Sutton of Coach's Tavern, one of the owners of that fine establishment. We've got a long history. We used to do the Hammer and Nigel podcast.
Yes, sir.
In that joint every Thursday for a long time, like 5 years, man. And we grew it. Now we've got this little nickel and dime pony show, but we always like to bring you back in to keep it real.
I love being here on St. Patrick's Day, enjoying some green beer with you guys. This is Miller Lite. I thought we could, we could honor the late, great Bob Uecker by drinking a Miller Lite. He would be proud of us.
Must be in the front row. Here we go. Cheers,
right.
everybody. Now, we've got some exciting news to pass on to our audience. We've been trying to get this lined up for a long time, but I feel like we're ready to go. We get a little Hammer and Nigel Show podcast reunion / live show / beer sample Friday happening, right?
That is correct. April 18th, which happens to be Good Friday, so we might get electrocuted, might get shot with lightning. I don't know. But yeah, we'll have you guys on hand, and we're going to have Metazoa Brewing. Metazoa Brewing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right downtown here. Very dog-friendly place, which we love. And we're going to be talking about the beer of theirs that we carry, the Hippopotamus, which is a very,
I love the Hippopotamus.
very happy IPA. So.
Yeah. So mark it on your calendars. Spend Good Friday with the Hammer and Nigel Show. When Good Friday meets Beer Sample Friday, nothing but good things can happen at that point, right, Nige?
Right. I wanted to ask Tom real quick his opinion about the thing that happened on Mass Ave, the Chatterbox incident where the Trump supporters got kicked out because they were wearing their MAGA hats. As a bar owner, in a major location, by the way, and Chatterbox, by the way, I give it full credit. Iconic bar, been around for a long time. Jazz music there on Mass Ave. But boy, there was some ugly video of the people that run that bar or own it, or I don't know what was going on, but they kicked some people out with Trump hats.
We've got them on the show later on today.
Yeah, we got them on the show. As a bar owner, what did you think of that video? And what would you have done? And I don't know if you'd ever even would be in that situation to begin with. I don't know what's your impressions.
As a property owner downtown, as a business owner, you do have the right to refuse service to anyone as long as those reasons are not discriminatory. There was no discrimination here, even though the girl said, I'm being discriminated against. Political beliefs are not protected. The bar was in their rights, in my opinion. I don't know the whole story. I only saw like one side of it. I don't think that the bartender acted very professionally towards it. There's ways to get people to leave your establishment without resorting to...
You shouldn't get out a baseball bat?
Baseball bat. I'm assuming the I can't even tell what the bartender is. I'm not trying to be offensive here. Is this a trans woman?
Don't know.
It looks like Andy Dick's character in the movie Old School. So dancing to Hungry Like the Wolf.
Anyway, yeah, pulling out a baseball bat, even when you're trying to remove people from your bar, is not going to end well. You don't know if these people have a gun, a knife. Maybe they're an MMA badass or something. Okay, be calm, be polite. If they refuse to leave, tell them, hey, I'm going to call the police. They will escort you out of here. And you call IMPD, not emergency.
Right.
They usually show up within a few minutes, and they take care of it. Let the professionals handle it. Don't put your hands on them. Don't threaten them.
Have you ever had to kick somebody out for personal reasons like that before, Tom?
Usually it's disorderly people.
If you're being disorderly or harassing people, that's one thing. And that's what the Chatterbox, their statement on Instagram, well, these people were harassing and misgendering, and they were, but that's not what the people that got kicked out say.
Yeah, I've read that. Of course, I read it on Facebook, and I believe about 30% of what I read on Facebook when it's just like a meme or someone talking. I want to see actual photo evidence of, okay, if the girl was definitely being racist and bigoted, then she needs to go. But I don't know if that's true. She was.
We're going to find out at 5:06. She's going to be in studio, and we're going to find out at 5:06. But let's say I show up at Coach's, and I've got a Joy Reid T-shirt, a Keith Olbermann hat, and I'm waving a Joe Biden flag. You're not going to kick me out unless I'm being a pain in the ass, right?
That is correct. Now, if you come in with something that's, let's say, offensive, like wearing a hat that says F Trump or death to Elon, I'm going to have a talk with you because you're obviously there to try and start some problems. You're looking for a fight, and we don't want that. We don't want that in our bar.
I don't want to get into a fight with Tom Sutton. Let the record clearly state that's not a dude that I want to get into a fight with right there.
But now I do want to say I don't think that wearing a mega hat into a bar on Mass Avenue is really that. I think it's kind of ill-advised. Mass Ave is obviously.
See, but still,
it's a liberal stronghold.
Man.
I mean, it's very, 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 very blue.
You're allowed to wear whatever you want in this country.
I agree.
And I'm not here like pushing back on you or anything like that. Like, but this is America. If you want to support the president and somebody walked into your bar with a Joe Biden hat on, you're not going to refuse service.
We had plenty of people during election season that had Biden Walls T-shirts, and it doesn't bother me. Hey, guess what? Guess what color their money is? It's green, and it spins.
And it's St. Patrick's Day, baby.
That's right.
And Tom brought some green beer in. What's coming up at Coach's Tavern tonight? Anything festive?
I think everybody pretty much blew their wad over the weekend.
When did that start? Like, when did people start partying not on St. Patrick's Day? Has this been a thing for a couple of years?
Well, I think that, and in turn with the Big Ten tournament being in town, people just wanted to come downtown and just celebrate it all. So it was a great crowd all weekend, and I don't know, a lot of people got to go to work tomorrow, so they might not overdo it tonight for St. Patrick's Day.
Amateurs, come on now. Come on now.
Excuse me. I'm sure that the hardcore drunks will be in today, but...
Well, we're at work. Here we are. Tom Sutton, Coach's Tavern with us. So one more time, Good Friday, April 18th, Hammer and Nigel Show live, starting at 3. It's Good Friday meets Beer Sample Friday downtown at Coach's. If somebody shows up with a MAGA hat, they okay, Tom?
Everybody is welcome at Coach's as long as you're not a dick. You're welcome at Coach's. So.
Tom, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, guys.
To St. Patrick's Day. It's
Happy
the Hammer and Nigel
Show.
Show.
Am I allowed to say that?
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fight? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Class dismissed.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-518-9137. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start. For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He believes it needs a big makeover. Partly cloudy and 49 degrees in downtown Indy. Tonight's low, 29. I'm Sean Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:34. If you think your property taxes are too high, you're not alone.
We need to fix the system, and you have my word, I will continue to do that. We've got a lot of good people working on this in Ways and Means.
Senator J.D. Prescott at a property tax rally at the State House this afternoon, organized by WIBC's Kendall and Casey. He says Hoosier homeowners need more property tax relief and are not getting enough of it right now. Lawmakers trying to figure out some kind of option to cut property taxes this legislative session. This happened at Chatterbox Jazz Club on Mass Ave in downtown Indianapolis Friday night.
I have a question. No, we're not answering Why? questions. Get out Why? of the car. Why? Because you're a Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually we don't.
Elise Hensley and her friends say they were kicked out of the bar because a few of them chose to wear hats that support President Trump. Chatterbox management says Hensley and her friends intentionally misgendered and harassed a Chatterbox employee, resulting in them being asked to leave. A plan to use federal land for affordable housing from the Trump administration. Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
The goal to transfer or lease underused federal properties to states to address housing needs, all while they say they will ensure affordability remains the core of the mission. The officials go on to say the Interior Department oversees more than 500 million acres of federal land, and HUD will pinpoint where housing needs are most pressing, explaining overlooked rural and tribal communities will be a focus, adding this is about more than building houses. We want to build hope. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Forever 21 is going out of business. The clothing store company announced it filed for bankruptcy Sunday for the second time in 6 years. Pepsi is getting into the prebiotic soda business. Pepsi announcing today that it's buying Texas-based prebiotic soda company Poppy. That deal is worth nearly $2 billion. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:36.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
With traffic now, here's Mike Priest.
We start to the west in Speedway with a hit-and-run crash at 25th and Parkwood Drive. Now to the east in Greenfield, State Road 9 all jammed up north of 70. There's a rolled-over truck between County Roads 300 North and 400 North. Interstate delays south on 65 past 29th to Meridian. 70 pinched eastbound from West Street to Meridian. 465 slow eastbound on the north side from Keystone to 69. This report is sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies and warmer. High temperatures climbing near 70 degrees. More clouds are expected by the evening. Winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Wednesday starting off dry for most. Scattered showers and storms are expected later on in the afternoon and evening. There is a marginal 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
It's Monday Gun Day with the Gun Guy.
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Guy Relford.
Stop calling your arms guns.
Hammer and Nigel show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Also live in studio, the gun guy, Guy Relford, Second Amendment attorney, licensed firearms instructor, host of the Gun Guy Show, Saturdays, right here on 93 WIBC. Guy, how are you?
Man, I'm great, and thanks as always to our sponsor for Monday Gunday. That's Premier Arms in Brownsburg, with the largest selection of new, used, and historic firearms in the Midwest, and PA Jewelers, now located right next door. Check them out at 3754 South Green Street in Brownsburg or premierarms.com.
Okay, let's start with your bill on expunging red flag cases, apparently having some success in the legislature. What is the latest? What is the bill? Reset what the bill is and what's the latest now?
Man, I thank you for asking about that, Nigel, because this bill means a lot to me. This fixes a problem, which is that red flag proceedings, where guns can be seized from someone upon an allegation that they're dangerous, and they have not necessarily committed a crime. There's nothing they can put them in jail for. They're just alleged to be dangerous, and cops descend on their house, take guns away from them. They can take them in, have them evaluated, and invariably, in the red flag cases that I've defended, we've gone in and proved the person's not dangerous. But under current law, that case just sits there on their record forever because it's a civil proceeding. It's not a criminal proceeding because nobody goes to prison. They just seize your guns and declare you dangerous, which means you've lost your Second Amendment rights. So that case sits right there. Somebody just wants to be nosy and go looks at my case, Indiana. They'll see it. Somebody does a background check for you as part of a job application, or because you want to volunteer to coach your kids' sports team. They see that case sitting there, and I've had clients who've won their case. They've been found to be not dangerous, and they've lost jobs, they've lost relationships, they've lost volunteer opportunities, and had their lives affected. And this bill now would require, upon a finding that someone's not dangerous, at that first hearing, we require the expungement of those records off their record, so that that doesn't affect their life. So that's sealed and not visible to the public, not part of a background check or anything else. So we passed the House unanimously. We passed the Senate unanimously.
Unanimously is huge because that means you're getting dim support for this.
I'm talking 47-0 in the Senate, 92-0 in the House, and the Senate amended it slightly. So what we had to do today is go through what's called a concurrence in the House for them to accept the amended bill, which they did, 96-0.
You good with the amendments?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually approved the amendment, and I'm all about it. And so now it's literally on its way to the government's desk. I've already talked to the governor's office, and they're completely behind it. In fact, I was subbing for one of you guys. I think I was subbing for you, Hammer, and I was in here, and Nigel, you and I had the governor in the studio, and I may have that backward, but we had the governor in the studio, and I raised this issue. And Governor Braun said, "Oh, we need to fix that. We need to be able to expunge those off, those records off someone's history." And so I know the governor supports it completely. And so, yeah, this is going to be Indiana law here starting July 1, and it's a huge improvement. And thanks so much, Representative Ben Small, Senator Aaron Freeman, for pushing this through the General Assembly. It's a big improvement to Indiana law, and I'm excited about it.
And the red flag laws have needed improving in this state from where they started, and you were a part of improving in terms of due process, right? Because
Absolutely.
there's a lot of hardcore 2A guys, maybe even like yourself, that don't like red flag laws.
Oh, you know what? This bill passed all the way back in 2005 to give Indiana the second red flag statute in the country. We were literally the second in the country. And it was motivated by the murder of a very beloved police officer right here in Indianapolis named Jake Laird. And it was a guy who had a long history of mental illness, murdered Officer Laird, and there had been attempts to seize guns from him in the past, and the legislature wanted to react to that. But often what happens, and we've seen this many times in history right here in Indiana and at the federal level, when a legislature reacts emotionally to a horrible situation, they pass something that's too broad, too vague, and can be applied to innocent people and ruin people's lives. And that's exactly what the Indiana legislature did in 2005 when they passed our red flag statute. So listen, are we going to do away with our red flag statute as a lot of people would like to? I don't see that happening in my lifetime, but I'm old. But I think we can improve it a lot. We've done that over the years. We improved it dramatically through a lot of legislation that I participated in and helped write in 2019. It's much better than it used to be. It still needs help. But now, at least, when we go in and win a case and establish that someone's not dangerous, we can now wipe that off their record and not have that affect the rest of their lives, which I'm seeing from people and have for years now. And this bill fixes that problem, and that's a huge issue.
Keeping it in the state of Indiana with Guy Relford, the gun guy here, the Supreme Court case here in Indiana, Turner versus the state of Indiana. What's this?
This is really an interesting case, guys, and it's fun because I taught my Essentials of Indiana gun law class out in Avon just on Saturday, which was cool because the Supreme Court opinion came down on Wednesday of last week, and it really changes the law of self-defense in Indiana for a fairly narrow sliver of cases. But this involves a situation where a guy was angry because his girlfriend was studying with another guy. And the jealous boyfriend is threatening the guy through text messages to his girl or ex-girl, and says, "I'm gonna pull up on that guy," which is kind of known vernacular for doing a drive-by shooting. And so that the man who's been threatened, who's been studying with the girlfriend, walks out to get his gun out of his car. That's in the driveway, and just then, a car with very dark tinted windows that you cannot see into revs its engine and pulls up toward the driveway. And the person who felt threatened had just gotten his gun out of his car, turns around and fires 4 shots into the car. He couldn't see into the car, couldn't see who was driving, didn't know if it was a jealous ex-boyfriend, couldn't see through the windows, but fires 4 shots, ends up hitting the guy, hits him once in each arm. And when he pulls off and calls 911 for an ambulance, it turns out that when police and ambulance show up, there's a blood-soaked gun and blood splatter in the car, indicating that he was actually aiming a gun at his intended victim at the time the person who felt threatened fired 4 shots into his car. Wow. So the person claimed self-defense, saying, "Hey, man, the guy was going to roll up and shoot me."
Right.
He was found guilty, and they rejected his claim of self-defense at trial because he couldn't see into the car. He didn't know the person was aiming a gun at him, and that the forensic evidence, according to the Supreme Court, showed that he was aiming, the guy who got shot was aiming a gun at his intended victim at the time that the other person defended himself. I said, well, wait a minute. The law says you have to have a reasonable belief that you're preventing serious bodily injury to you or someone else. If you couldn't see the gun aimed at you, then you didn't have that reasonable belief. And what the Supreme Court ruled, and this shocked me to some degree.
Do those text messages not play into this?
Well, it does, but he didn't know that the guy who had been threatening him was even in the car because he couldn't see into the car. Okay. He didn't know the car, he didn't recognize the car. He just saw a car with very dark windows, rev its engine, and zoom up the street toward him. And so what the Supreme Court ruled is actually you can't use hindsight to second guess whether someone had a reasonable belief that deadly force was necessary. Like if you aim an unloaded gun at me and I say, well, hell, you're aiming a gun at me and I shoot you in self-defense, you can't go back and go, well, the gun was unloaded, so you didn't have that reasonable belief.
Right.
But what the Supreme Court ruled is you can use hindsight and say that if a person is justified in defending themselves, even with deadly force, if they were right, even though they didn't know they were right at the time, that establishes a defense, and that establishes the ability to actually avoid criminal prosecution. And they turn this guy's conviction around on that basis.
Can you come back for one more quick segment?
Absolutely, you betcha.
Guy Relford with us, Monday Gunday. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and security edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Dads happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard, with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Filling in from Matt Bears, Mike Brees.
And on the west side, we've got a crash with injuries reported on 56th west of Raceway Road. In Greenfield, still all jammed up on State Road 9 with a rolled over truck about a mile north of 70. Slow south on 65 from 21st to the North Split. 70 eastbound on the brakes from West Street into the downtown Collector. And 465 slow on the north side eastbound from Keystone to 69. This report is sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
49 at the American Standard Heating and Weather Center. It's Monday Gunday. Guy Relford, the gun guy, joining us. Guy, you sent me a story earlier, and I shouldn't be surprised by this. I mean, it makes total sense, but still, when you read it and that you see the headline, it still is an eye-opener. A study shows that private gun owners stop more mass shootings than the police.
Yeah, this is a big deal. This is a study done by one of the best crime statisticians in the world, a guy named John R. Lott. He's been a guest multiple times on my show on Saturdays. And he established the Crime Prevention Research Center, and he did a study of mass shootings because there's this dialogue out there that you hear all the time that, you know, those of us who carry guns, every day, and those of us who choose to be prepared to defend ourselves and our communities, that we're all living in a fantasy world because a private citizen doesn't ever really stop crime. That's only up to the police. And we know
that's a big Democrat talking point, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that this idea of a good guy with a gun is a fantasy, and it doesn't happen. And it's just all of us out there, we're walking around, as live action role players, thinking that we're doing some good when we're really not. And when a particular example happens, like say Elijah Dickin, my friend and client who stopped the Greenwood Park Mall shooting, they all come out and say, oh, well, okay, that happened, but that's just an outlier, and that's really rare. And that's even the headline you see in some of the liberal publications. Rare example of private citizen, stopping a mass shooting. And this study, actually, though, by John R. Lott, Dr. John R. Lott, comes out and says, and for a particular time period, I think the dates were 2018 through 2023, he looked at a number of not only mass shootings, but attempted mass shootings, and said, okay, who stopped these? Was it the police? Was it the shooter himself? Was it someone else? Came out, and over 51% of the attempted mass shootings in that time period were actually stopped by a private citizen legally carrying a gun.
Good guy with a gun.
Good guy with a gun. And this is just so impactful. And listen, this guy's a statistician. He doesn't, he's not one of these, people who just slam some numbers together and draw a ridiculous conclusion. He does this for a living. And he came out and established that, and it's just driving the liberals nuts. Because they look at this going, they hate the anecdotal examples like Eli Dicken being the amazing hero he was in Greenwood. Now that we're seeing statistics that back the whole thing up, and it just drives them crazy.
If somebody wants to reach out to you, maybe they want to be trained, maybe they've got a question, maybe they want to hire you, where can they go?
relfordlaw.com, or go to X, Twitter, give me a follow at Guy Relford.
Guy, you're the best. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Top stories next.
Keep vodka. It is distilled with Indiana corn. Wine Enthusiast, this publication, just rated Barkeep Vodka 94 points, one of their highest rated vodkas ever.
You're not going to find a better vodka at a lower price. This is top shelf stuff sold at a very affordable price. And it's made and distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. When you see Barkeep Vodka on the shelf, that's the one you want. BarkeepVodka.com.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse opens March 19th. That's right, PA Jewelers, formerly inside Premier Arms, now has its own location at the Farmhouse. Built in 1888, an incredible setting that's going to have all of your jewelry needs. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, rare pieces, estate pieces, wedding rings, engagement rings, everything you want in one place. Open March 19th, PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Go to pajewelers.jewelry to get more information. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, a rally on property taxes and a disagreement at a jazz bar in Indianapolis going viral. All that and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, it's 4 o'clock.
They're bringing back moral clarity. Elisa Brady, Fox News. That's part of the Pentagon message at the Defense Department's first press briefing of the second Trump administration.
We know who the enemies of this country are and the enemies of a free world are. And President Trump has put them on notice, as you saw with Iran this morning.
Chief Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell after a post from President Trump warning he'll hold Iran responsible for any further attacks by Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels who've been attacking ships in the Middle East for more than a year. The U.S. launching a new round of airstrikes on the Houthis over the weekend. The Pentagon says it now has a broader set of targets in Yemen than under the Biden administration, but also emphasizes it's not an endless offensive and that it's about ending the Houthi attacks, not about regime change. The Trump administration says it is complying with court orders as it continues deporting migrants accused of being part of violent gangs.
Deportation flights to El Salvador for hundreds of alleged members of Venezuelan and Central American gangs were lawful, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says, and did not violate a federal judge's ruling to turn aircraft back to the U.S.
All of the planes that were subject to the written order, the judge's written order, took off before the order was entered in the courtroom on Saturday.
Dozens of migrants accused of being members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua were on that aircraft and deported by the president, invoking the rarely used Alien Enemies Act. Officials say that law applies since TDA is a designated foreign terror organization.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. President Trump says he'll speak with Russia's president.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Property taxes penalizing you. Radar is clear and it's 50 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. A rally on property taxes today at the State House. One of the speakers was Commissioner Jesse Bohannon of Marshall County.
Our system is so broken that I can't cut your taxes locally. It's on autopilot.
He says state government needs to get smaller and give more money back to hardworking citizens. Lawmakers are trying to reach a compromise on property tax reform. The rally was put on by WIBC's Kendall and Casey. At Chatterbox in downtown Indianapolis this past Friday night.
Get out of my bar right now. You're not welcome. I'm not around. Get out of my bar.
That's a bartender at Chatterbox getting into it with Elise Hensley, who was wearing a MAGA hat to support President Trump. Chatterbox management says Hensley and her friends were being disruptive, and they say Hensley is spreading misinformation. President Trump says the late, great Bobby Knight helped boost his popularity in Indiana.
And he went out and he made a speech for me in a packed arena in Indiana, and it was over. It was over. He was a tough guy.
That's the president reflecting on his relationship with the late Bobby Knight during a speech at the Department of Justice on Friday, recalling how the legendary former IU basketball coach endorsed him prior to his 2016 presidential run. An Indianapolis man indicted for driving drunk and causing a crash that killed another man. Ryan Hedrick reports.
It was 2 days before Christmas 2023 when Bradley Woods was driving a car recklessly. He crossed a center line, passing other cars right before he collided with the car being driven by Avery May. On Friday, prosecutors charged Woods with 21 counts, including reckless homicide. Woods' wife also charged for trying to cover up evidence. The pair are scheduled to appear in court Tuesday. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Pacers are on the road tonight. They face the Minnesota Timberwolves at 8 o'clock. Pre-game coverage starting at 7:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. It's 4:04. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
With traffic at 405, in for Matt Bear today, here's Mike Priest.
Still seeing congestion around a couple of crashes, one to the west on 56th, west of Raceway Road, and one in Greenfield, a rollover truck on State Road 9, about a mile north of 70. Getting heavier south on 65 from 29th to Meridian, 70 slow eastbound from Harding into the downtown collector, and the north side of 465 backed up eastbound from Keystone to 69. This report is sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop the All-American Sale at Grand Appliance for slam dunk savings on select American-made appliances. Don't miss out. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly clear skies remain for tonight, or low temperatures in the lower 40s. For tomorrow, high temperatures approaching 70 degrees, partly cloudy, more clouds expected by the evening. For Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy skies, winds gusting over 30 miles an hour. Scattered showers and storms are expected later on in the afternoon and evening. A marginal 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather is in place. High temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herwick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters?
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there, radio hosts / hype man. Earlier this afternoon down at the State House for the property tax rally. I was back here kind of holding down the Fort Hammer, but I was watching the live stream. Nice job today.
Thank you.
With Rob Kendall and all the legislators, and then it was eventually the governor, Mike Braun, kind of wrapping up the property tax rally. Tell us from your perspective what you saw as you were kind of introducing people back and forth. Rob Kendall and Casey Daniels, obviously, they were broadcasting their property tax rally downtown. What did you see?
Bigger crowd than anticipated. I texted Rob and Casey last night and said, man, I honestly have no idea what to expect in terms of attendance. I hope it's good, but no, this isn't a Republicans thing, right? Protesting at the State House, that's usually a liberal Democrat kind of deal. So let's see what happens. And man, those people showed up. They showed out. They were loud. They were passionate. They were going up and down the stairs. They were loaded in the middle. Easily 500, maybe a couple hundred more than that. They were into it,
all
man.
Supporting the property tax reform cause.
It was pure energy, too. They wanted those lawmakers at the State House to hear their displeasure. They were chanting, primary, primary, about these dudes that have stabbed them in the back with property taxes. Now, our pal Jerry Lopez, Indy Spanglish, he was there as well. And even before we got to the property tax rally, Jerry set the tone, right? Because there was some chick there that was trying to talk about how awesome socialism is. And you, my friend, of Cuban descent, you're the wrong cat to do that to.
Yeah, well, set the context, though. But like, you were there. But
so I was just there hanging out.
People?
I was there just handing out signs, just trying to help people and like meeting people. It was kind of cool to meet people, right?
Hold up one of the signs. You're on the YouTube chat right now.
Here's a simple sign. I was handing out these signs.
That's all you were doing?
Yeah, and there was probably a group of 8 or 9 protesters on the opposite side of us, playing songs, wearing red shirts. I didn't really know who they were, but they were supporting fully funded schools is what they were screaming about.
They were trying to drown out the property tax people, but they were outnumbered like a mother.
So at some point, the police go over to that side and say, you guys can't be here. You're supposed to be up a floor. Well, at that time, that group of 10 has to walk our way to go up the stairs to get to the next stairs that they're at, right? So the people on the stairs, rightfully created a space for them to walk through. And the first person to go through decides she doesn't want to walk through the gap in the middle. She wants to walk along the rail and make every single person that's on the rail move for her to walk over. So the cop grabs her by her arm and he's like, no, you need to go up the middle. She turns around, get the F off me. One person left in handcuffs.
So, and then she starts to sit down and act like a petulant child, right? Sit down and make the cops drag her out of there.
Right.
So there was an arrest at the rally.
Yeah, only because she was too stupid to go. Like, she had a way to go. Like, it wasn't, she wanted to go extra and make everybody move for her. But now, so there was 2 people on that side. So now there's just one white,
her buddy left,
overweight lady wearing a shirt with a mask on.
It's always a suburban white woman.
She's clearly a butterface because she's wearing a mask on a nice day.
Or she had COVID and she was being very courteous.
Well, she doesn't know about Nigel because he gave me COVID. But, so what I'm saying is, this lady is standing by herself now, surrounded by a pack of law-abiding conservatives who really don't want to get their hands dirty. And I look over and I'm like the lion looking at the hurt gazelle. We got one. We got one in the zone.
She's got
right
some pro-socialism t-shirt.
Democratic Socialists of America is what her shirt said. So I go and I enter the circle as a representative for
now,
our
for
group.
those who don't know, real quick, your background is
100% Cuban. Mom and dad are off the boat. Came on the Mario boat lift, and I served in the Army.
I find that term offensive, fresh off the boat.
Well, that's
an
fine,
offensive
but
term.
my mom was on the boat. She's good with it.
Nigel will be going to the Chatterbox later on tonight.
You can see Nigel will be doing karaoke at the Chatterbox today. Sell out. So now she's standing there, and I walk into the middle of the ring, as I like to say, and now it's just me and the beast looking each other eye to eye, right? And I look at her, and she's screaming, but I can't tell what she's saying because she's wearing the stupid mask. And the mask is just inflating, deflating, inflating, deflating. And I said to her, well, I know how I got this, lady. Do you have privilege?
Oh, boy.
That's the rules they live by.
Right.
And I think on the victim mentality list, as a brown guy, I have less privilege than a white woman. So I need you to answer this question. Do you have privilege? She said, yes. And my response was, then shut up and let me talk.
And you talked and you pointed and it was animated and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and I
she
said,
just stood there and took it.
what are you going to say? I sat there and I said, my family's from Cuba. You're such an idiot to be in here doing this. Do you understand in a socialist country you would come up missing for what you are doing right now?
Help me understand what there were different events going on different floors.
Correct.
Was she even supposed to be on your?
So she was supposed to be on the 3rd floor, but they started on the 2nd floor across from us, which is what started this because they had to move.
Okay.
But when she had to move, she decided to make a scene.
Yeah, we're going to walk through the middle of
herself.
Yeah, we're going to walk through the middle of this opposing group.
But again, of all the people in the city to try to give a pro-socialism speech to, Jerry Lopez and his family are probably not the ones you want to try to do that
I mean, in the words of Kevin Hart, you're going to learn today.
Another big story that we've been talking about is the Chatterbox incident over the weekend. Now, by now, I think a lot of people have seen the video, and we got some audio here. We're going to play it in just a second.
Yeah, we have it.
So, group of people go into this bar, the Chatterbox. It's famous for like jazz and live music.
It's an iconic location, been around forever.
Right.
I mean, it's a big name in
group,
our industry.
Including this one woman who has a MAGA hat on, go into the bar. Now, her story is she's kicked out because of the hat, and some bartender freaks out and like grabs a baseball bat and
I don't know who this person is yet. We'll ask her.
Right. The bartender is not the owner. Let's make that perfectly clear.
I don't know who this person was, but they were behind the bar and they grabbed a bat and flexed on this chick who was supposedly getting kicked out because she had a Trump supporting hat on. And we do have do you want to hear the audio here real quick? Here's the audio.
No, we're not answering questions. Get out of the bar.
Why?
Because you're a Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually we don't. Get out of my bar right now.
You're not welcome.
I'm not f***ing around. Get out of my bar.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Out.
That's when he went for the bat.
Because I'm wearing a shirt.
Yes.
That's wild.
I don't care. Get out.
We can call the police, or you can just leave. You know this is like discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! who? Get out of my bar.
So there it was. You're a Trump supporter. Get out.
Right. So the story from the Chatterbox is that this woman was creating a ruckus, was misgendering people, being a pain in the ass. The story from the woman is we went in there with friends. Yes, we had Trump hats on, but then Andy Dick behind the bar grabs a baseball bat. So we're going to find out what she has to say. We're going to ask her some tough questions. She's going to be in here at 5:06. The young lady that was the star, if you will, of that video. She wasn't the only one there. There's a group of 4. But we'll find out what she has to say coming up at 5:06. Nigel,
yes.
We're celebrating St. Patrick's Day today. Our pal Tom Sutton from Coach's Tavern brought in some green beer and a tradition unlike any other. No, we're not talking about the Masters. We're talking about the inspiration for your awesome T-shirt that you have on right now, the Alabama Leprechaun. In many ways, just like in 4th of July when we play Wheelchair Terry's audio, on St. Patrick's Day, we have to relive what could be the greatest news story ever presented, the Alabama Leprechaun.
In the Crichton area of Mobile say a leprechaun has taken up residence in their neighborhood. A leprechaun. NBC 15's Brian Johnson has more.
Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community. Many of you bringing binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else seen the leprechaun? Say yeah!
Yay!
This amateur sketch resembles what many of you say the leprechaun looks like. Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations for the image.
Could be a crackhead that got hold to the wrong stuff and it told him to get up in a tree and play a leprechaun.
This guy helping to direct traffic says he's prepared for his encounter with the leprechaun. He's suited up from head to toe.
This is a special leprechaun flute, which has been passed down from thousands of years ago from my great-great-grandfather who was Irish. I just came to help out.
I'm gonna run a backhoe and uproot that tree. I want to know where to go. I want to go. Give me the go. I want to go.
So good. That may be my favorite news story of all time.
The police, the artist sketch is the shirt I'm wearing right now. I can't describe it to you when they say, here's a sketch of the leprechaun that somebody, it's literally like a yellow pad piece of paper, and it's
an acorn with a hat.
Yeah, basically.
Who all see the leprechaun? Say yeah! By the way, again, 5:06, that interview is going to happen. Those idiots at Hoosier Inquirer, I think that's that stupid Gabe Whitley outlet, they said we canceled the interview. Shocking that something Gabe Whitley may be involved with is totally wrong. We've never canceled it at any point. So anybody that follows Hoosier Inquirer, do yourself a favor and unfollow that thing because they just make crap up. Kind of like the donors of Gabe Whitley. All right, standing by right now is Mike Priest.
All right, we've got a crash on the south side, Morris and Madison. North side of 465 now jamming up westbound from Allisonville to before Keystone with a crash that takes out the right lane. If you're going eastbound, the congestion runs from Westfield to 69. 65 southbound, heavy from MLK to Meridian. 70 backed up east from Harding into the downtown collector. This report is sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Coming up at 4:35, Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. The #1 seed in the tournament is in action today. That's coming up at 4:35. But up next is This Anything.
Yeah, Mark Dietel, the only real estate expert I'd trust to sell my house or to find me a new one or to do both. How about Crystal in Franklin? She was moving to Kentucky, needed to move fast. She got the Mark Dietel marketing team on her side, was blown away. The plan worked. She got full list price in the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done.
You have a lot of options in the real estate game, but here's what separates Mark Dietel from the competition. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and mutually agreed upon deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. This is what makes Mark Dietel the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Call him today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
At Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Thousands of Hoosier veterans are struggling with homelessness, unemployment, and other urgent needs. With your help, Veteran Support Network provides housing, job training, food, and emergency assistance. And every dollar stays in Indiana. Veteran Support Network, in partnership with Dreisky Moving and Storage in Westfield, working together to support local veterans. Go to veteransupportnetwork.org to help with rent, utilities, auto repairs, home repairs, and more. Stand with Indiana veterans. Donate now at veteransupportnetwork.org.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe. Laugh until your belly aches. Cry because you care so much. And experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
America respects our first responders and veterans, the brave whose business is taking action when calamity strikes. It's dangerous work, often surrounded by sirens, shouting, even gunfire, so hearing loss is probable. First responders can turn to Relay Indiana. If you have trouble hearing on the telephone, visit RelayIndiana.com for voice recognition technology phones that allow the hearing impaired to have normal phone conversations. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Get clarity back on the phone. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text MONEY to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Get 3 rooms of carpet spring cleaned starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning too. Zero-Res 317-388-5141 ZeroResIndy.com.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hit me. Big Nige, is this anything? The world's biggest Big Mac fan hit another milestone.
I've heard of this guy.
71-year-old Don Gorski has been eating 2 Big Macs a day for 53 years.
2.
And he just put down his 35,000th Big Mac. Here's Don eating the record-breaking Big Mac and the crowd that clearly had nothing better to do.
You better appreciate this because I say I had to slow down to 1 a day for 3 days here. Driving me nuts. So I guess it's definitely 35,000. It's no more, no less. I've counted every single one.
mean, 71 years old, 53 years. People say eating fast food is bad for you. But, yeah, I mean, I think this is something still alive and kicking. I wonder what his digestive system is like. I wonder how many times he's had to call a plumber.
Oh.
Or how many times he's had to use a plunger after that second Big Mac for the 30th day in a row. But this has been 53 years, 2 a day for 53 years. Now, here he is talking about this. I thought this is really interesting. And I blame Joe Biden for the inflation. But the cost of a Big Mac over the past few years has gone up. Here is the price comparisons.
When I first started eating Big Macs, they were 49 cents. That was 1972. So now they're $5.19 a piece. So you're probably going to have to just kind of guesstimate what I really spent, because that's quite a price increase over 51 and a half years.
You're getting hungry over there, I can tell.
Dude, as soon as I saw this story on the rundown, I'm like, I want a Big Mac so freaking bad. I want to be Don Gorski, and I want to be such a fat ass people cancel their plans and they come watch me eat.
Yeah. There are some people, if this were to happen in Indianapolis, quite honestly, if given the choice between the property tax rally and watching this guy eat his 35,000th Big Mac, I would have gone for the Big Mac, I think.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. If I had the opportunity to go watch Gorski eat or do something like that, I think I probably would too.
Yeah.
But, man, it just sounds good.
And the thing is, he said 49 cents 50 years ago, and now they're $5, and they've gotten smaller too.
See, that's the thing. When I say that all the time, people are like, oh, you're just fat. No, these Big Macs have gotten smaller. Like Whoppers have gotten smaller. Yes, I've gotten a little larger. I'm a little Leon from Airplane. Leon's getting larger. But these things have gotten smaller. You can't tell me that they haven't. Same thing with Subway. If you actually got a ruler out and measured this, is this an actual foot long? Sometimes it's not. And if you complain about it, oh, you're just being a fatty. No, I want my value. So compared to what they cost now,
yeah.
Do we have like a piece of audio that can break it down here? Do we have this?
No. That's we already played it. We already played the second piece of audio.
Yeah, like
from him talking about the comparison. Yeah,
49
cents to $5.19.
49
cents
to
$5.
But I mean, I get it. Like back then, it's probably the same type of price that you're feeling now. But my God, McDonald's sounds good. Like everybody wants to crap on McDonald's sometimes. Oh, you like McDonald's? I'll tell you who's got the best burger. This, that.
And by the way, it's not to count how much money he's had to spend on Pepto-Bismol or Imodium. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like after eating 2 Big Macs a day for years on end, your stomach's you're going to need some medication.
What if I try to break his record by going 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, 4 a day?
God bless you. Go for it, man. Go for it. We should take out like a Hammer and Nigel show life insurance policy out on each other. Just in case one of us kicks it before the other, but okay.
Didn't they already do that supersized movie where that dude ate nothing but McDonald's for like a month and just basically ruined his life?
Yeah.
But it's so good, though. Like, I will eat McDonald's cheeseburgers, chicken McNuggets, fries.
This is something we need to ask Boggs tomorrow, Jeff Boggs.
The official McDonald's correspondent of the Hammer and Nigel show.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings. Hey, my new Galaxy Concrete basement floor is out of this world. Galaxy Concrete came out and did my garage floor last year, but last Friday they came out and did my utility room. Got a brand new coating. My utility room where the furnace is used to be so scary in there, like dirty and gross, and now it's just pristine with a floor that is 4 times stronger, and they don't use epoxy. They use polyurea, which is now the standard for these kinds of coatings. They do garage, basements, pool decks, any indoor, outdoor area concrete. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or 751-9070.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-518-9137. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start. For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Life is busy enough without plumbing problems. That's why you need an expert to fix it right the first time. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it. And we'll always give you honest advice at a fair price. That's the LD Smith Plumbing Promise. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He says he's not giving up the fight, and you shouldn't either. Partly cloudy and 48 degrees in the Circle City. Lows tonight in the upper 20s. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:31. Hoosiers rallying at the State House today, demanding property tax relief. State Representative Andrew Ireland of Indianapolis says he feels the fiscal pain.
I just got my property tax bill the other day on Saturday. I looked at it. Got up $370, more than 10% over what I paid last year. I got a little skin in this game too, right?
The average Hoosier homeowner is seeing their property taxes increase by roughly 7%. Lawmakers say they're trying to reach a compromise with Governor Mike Braun on property tax relief. The rally was put on by WIBC's Kendall and Casey. A woman from Lafayette, Indiana, named Cyan Vargas was arrested in Seattle on Sunday for the murder of Laporia Chenette and Kadisha Ross. Police believe Vargas killed both of those women back on March 1st and that she knew both of them. They also think she had a domestic partnership with Chenette. A court in New Mexico has granted a temporary restraining order blocking the release of certain records in the investigation of actor Gene Hackman's death. Fox's Anna Eliopoulos reports.
A judge granting the request from the couple's estate attorney looking to seal records that would invade the family's right to privacy, including any potential shocking photographs of the couple's bodies or body cam video from officers who responded to the home. Meanwhile, new details revealed to Fox News Digital changed the timeline of Arakawa's death. According to authorities, she used her cell phone on the morning of February 12th. Originally, authorities believed she died the day before. They say she placed multiple calls to a local medical center, with one incoming from that same clinic later that afternoon, but showing up as a missed call. Anna Eliopoulos, Fox News.
Did the team you root for not make it into the NCAA men's basketball tournament? West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey believes his West Virginia team was unfairly left out of the field. So he said today that the NCAA's selection process needs to be closely evaluated, which is why he's asking the West Virginia Attorney General to
determine if any backyard deals, backroom deals, corruption, bribes, or any nefarious activity occurred during the selection process.
Other teams that missed the field include Indiana, Boise State, and Ohio State. Keeping teeth healthy does not require fancy gadgets, just the basics. That includes brushing your teeth twice a day and flossing. The Health Policy Institute saying today it's also important to get regular dental checkups and cleanings twice a year is what's recommended. The American Dental Association says fluoride matters because it has the power to fight cavities and tooth decay. And Wall Street closing the day in the green on St. Patrick's Day. At the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 353 points to 41,841. The S&P 500 added 36 points to 5,675. And the NASDAQ rose 54 points to 17,808. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:34.
Hello, friends. It's Rob for Save a Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. And I told you how a couple weeks ago, Sean from Save a Tree came out to my house and gave me some suggestions on how I can make my yard look great after some tough weather. Save a Tree can make your lawn thrive, and I can't wait to enjoy that all summer long. Calling Save a Tree could end up being one of the best home upgrades I've ever made. I can't recommend Save a Tree enough, and here's how you can see how beautiful your yard can be and set up your own evaluation. Head over to saveatree.com. That's SAVATREE.com. That's SAVATREE.com. Or dial pound 250 on your smart device and say the keyword Save a Tree. That's pound 250, keyword Save a Tree. Bring your yard back to life with Save a Tree. The tree, shrub, and lawn experts. SaveAtree.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
With traffic at 4:35, here's Mike Priest.
Big jam-ups on Pendleton Pike, a crash with injuries west of Carroll Road. We also have a crash being worked on the south side on Madison, north of Edgewood. North side of 465 plugged up westbound from 69 to before Keystone. Ongoing crash cleanup in the right lane. 65 heavy southbound delays from MLK to Meridian. This report is sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly clear skies for tonight. Low temperatures in the low 40s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies and warmer. High temperatures returning near the 70-degree mark. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's not just basketball that has their brackets out. It is Hammer and Nigel Records Madness. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is here.
Hello.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Go to our website, WIBC.com. Click on the Hammer and Nigel Show. Click on our page. You'll see the updated bracket, the teams that have already punched their ticket to the second round. Now, on Friday, Nige, we had the 12 versus 5 matchup. Anybody that follows March Madness will tell you, it seems like every year a 12 beats a 5.
Yep.
I don't know if it happened last year, but it happens an awful lot. So the 12 seed was the A-Hole song. The number 5 seed was Friends with Mild Cases. That moved on, okay? So that was a couple days ago. And then on Friday, we had Ballot Man taking on Non-Offensive Millennial Christmas. And this was the 14 versus the 3. So let's get everybody up to date here. Mild Cases moved on Thursday.
Yes.
And then Friday, Ballot Man against Non-Offensive Millennial Christmas. The winner was...
Silent night.
Yeah.
Holy night.
So it was a blowout.
Sure.
Non-Offensive Millennial Christmas has punched their ticket to the next round. And this brings us to today. The number 16 seed in this field. Just making it in. The little engine that could. This was after Donald Trump had been elected for the second time. Not back-to-back terms, but elected again. We put this song together, and it's basically a list of people that can go suck eggs. People that lied to us for the last 4 years, saying Joe Biden's fine. He's as sharp as he's ever been. He's cogent, as Morning Joe would say. This is a song inspired by Billy Joel, though we call it the Suck It List.
I will ask the question that I think is a fair question to ask. Who raised these people?
The Trump following is in many ways fundamentally a cult. It's a cult in
ever since, and now it appears to be a sort of Jim Jones era cult.
A death cult.
A death cult.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, Donald Trump.
Oprah Winfrey, Joy Reid, Morning Joe, Mayor Pete, Borders R, Behar, all the writers of The Star, Rex Chapman, Cardi B, Greg Doyle, KJP, Old Balls, Tim Walz, Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, let's be honest. If she were alive, she'd be in that category, right? Come on.
Rachel Maddow, Psaki, Jimmy Fallon, Springsteen, George Clooney, De Niro, Howard Stern and his whole show, Liz Cheney, Kinzinger, ABC and David Muir, Mark Cuban, Adam Wren, everyone at CNN.
There it is.
So that song is just called The List.
That was great.
The List, the people that can go suck an egg. Now, that's the 16 seed. It's got its work cut out for it.
Okay.
The number one seed in this tournament, the number one seed, this is a song that we created using nothing but actual Joe Biden quotes. We call it the Joe Biden quote song, and when I put this together, I had just finished watching the movie Eddie and the Cruisers. Look, fat, look, here's the deal.
Look, fat, look, here's the deal.
Where's Jackie? Is she here?
Where's Jackie? Jackie, you here?
Happy birthday, Velvet. You ain't black.
And you ain't black.
You're a damn liar. Get your words straight, Jack.
You're a damn liar, man. Get your words straight, Jack.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Lion, dog face, pony soldier.
Lion, dog face, pony soldier.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Clap your hands.
Kajan.
Come on.
Katanji Brown Jackson.
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
You know the thing. Let's go, Brandon.
You know the thing. Let's go, Brandon.
Log on now to vaccines.gum.
Vaccines.com. Vaccines.com.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper. I'm not going nuts.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper. I'm not going nuts.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Lion, dog face, pony soldier.
You're a lion, dog face, pony soldier.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
True international depression.
True international depression.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There it is. Bravo. Oh, wow. The number one seed. Oh, Hammer. I'm going to start I have to take notes during these songs because there were so many things coming at me that were making me laugh, and then one right after the other, and then one would go out of my mind, and the next, that's going to be tough to beat.
So, based on the bracket, we could have a final of cocaine in the Ukraine against the Joe Biden quote song.
But the list, the Billy Joel inspired list, 16 was great.
So you can vote right now on our Facebook and Twitter. Which one do you want to move on to the second round? The list or the Joe Biden quote song? Which one do you want to move on to the second round? Facebook.com/Hammer and Nigel. Give us a like, give us a vote, and Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it, @Hammer and Nigel. Give us a follow, cast your vote. You have until 3 p.m. tomorrow. Real quick, Nigel, before we hit a break here, did you see that Trump sent those group of violent Venezuelan gang members on like Con Air out of the country?
Yeah, El Salvador. Yeah, and there was a judge that tried to stop him or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why this is brilliant. Now, first of all, I think it was Stephen Miller, the Trump advisor, that said, get these planes in the air right now because there's going to be some woke judge because your last name is Trump that's going to try to screw you. So they got that plane in the air. Now there's legal stuff involved, but here's the genius of this whole thing. Okay, fine. You want to fight this battle? It's going to be presented in the media and during midterm elections as These Democrats chose violent Venezuelan gang members over the safety of United States citizens.
Yeah, try explaining to your constituents how you wanted to bring a plane load of violent rapist, criminal murderers back to U.S. soil.
Right. This wasn't like he found a bunch of gardeners or janitors or people that work in your grocery store. No. These were the violent Venezuelan gang members. Again, it was Con Air. That's what it was. And all of a sudden, they've put the Democrats in a position to try to defend those people staying in your country. Good luck with that in the midterms.
You need a financial planner that reflects your values. Who's your values? Like mutual respect, hard work, and common sense. That's the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth. Matt Bear here. Hey, the investment team at Trajan will get to know you, then work with you as a team in customizing a financial portfolio that meets your dreams and timeline. Schedule your first appointment. It's free. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Trajan Wealth approaches wealth management by looking at a longer timeline. You know, has that Hoosier pragmatism, focusing on capital preservation, growth, and low-cost investment options, always checking and evaluating the markets for you. Call and schedule at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first consultation is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard, with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Kendall and Casey.
I'm a young, up-and-coming professional. We are people who want to work. We want to engage. We don't want to be freeloaders. And yet, it makes it very hard for young people to actually do that.
Kendall and Casey, 9 till noon on 93 WIBC.
Coming up, probably about 15, 20 minutes from right now, 5:06. We're going to have one of the young ladies that was involved in that chatterbox situation over the weekend in studio.
And she was a Trump supporter in a bar on Mass Ave. They kicked her out for being a Trump supporter, basically.
Right.
She had a hat on or something.
We're going to ask a lot of questions because there's so many layers to this story. And that's coming up at 5:06, despite some ridiculous, lion-ass media outlet that says interview's been canceled.
Don't even give it credit by calling it a media outlet.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's still on at 5:06. Right now, Mike Priest has got to look at the roads.
Both directions of Pendleton Pike remain jammed up west of Carroll Road. Crews working on a crash with injuries. 70 eastbound slowing down from Harding into the downtown collector, and then coming out of the north split, it's packed with a crash in the left center lane before Keystone. East side of 465, you start seeing the brake lights northbound around 56, and they get worse, and they get worse. You go around the curve, it gets worse. On the north side westbound, still have that crash in the right lane before Keystone. This report is sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We need 25 more people. 25 festive, good-looking, badass Americans to jump on that WIBC YouTube chat, hit like, and get us over 100 likes. Come on, it's St. Patrick's Day. We're pouring the beers. We're having good conversations. Give us a like on the YouTube stream, WIBC's YouTube channel. We need 25 more. 50 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center here at 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
Oh, he doesn't smell like Irish Spring, and he never taught me anything. But still, I slap my chest and sing of my drunken Irish dad. Oh, his face looks like a railroad map, and he never shuts his freaking trap. But all the ladies catch the clap from your drunken Irish dad.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is here. Little drunken Irish dad from Family Guy there. St. Patrick's Day has always been a big day on this show. Maybe because we tend to drink more than any other show. Maybe that's part of it.
Maybe.
But we're festive. We're festive and topical. Yeah. At least that's what I tell my wife and our bosses and anybody that tries to drag me into rehab.
Of course.
We're festive and topical. So a couple years back, this was 2 producers ago, because Allison is our awesome producer right now.
Yes.
Before Allison, there was TK Dub, Megamondo, the big professional wrestler. And then before that, we had Ari. Ari was our guy kind of right out of the gate.
Miss Ari.
Ari, we would send him out to the bars on St. Patrick's Day for a segment we call Talking Politics with Hot Drunk Chicks.
How long have you been here out drinking?
About an hour.
That's it? How are you feeling?
Feeling good. This wasn't my first choice. We actually tried to go to Ale Emporium first.
Good choice. Good spot.
I know, well, that's where I live, but it was completely packed, so we came here.
Yeah, and so do you anticipate that the Senate Judiciary Committee will be unnecessarily tough on Judge Neil Gorsuch?
What?
All right, so first of all, what's your name?
Sydney.
Sydney, how long have you been out this morning or this day?
We came out at like 11 a.m.
And when do you plan on going home?
Never.
Perfect. What are you drinking?
Vodka waters.
How many vodka waters have you had?
I can't tell you that.
No, that's not good. Do you anticipate John Kerry running for political office again?
John Kerry.
Who's John Kerry?
That's former producer Ari talking politics with hot drunk chicks.
Neil Gorsuch.
The Senate Judiciary Committee.
No idea.
Not to be outdone, Nigel, let's go back in the Wayback Machine. We call this one Nigel Talks to Drunks.
Hey, how many beers you drink Saturday?
Oh, man. I lost count after about 15.
What was the occasion? So what'd you get into over the weekend?
What did I get into? You wouldn't know her.
What's the plan today?
Plan is to get a tractor running.
Maybe crack open a few cold beers later?
I'm trying to stay off the sauce, man. That stuff will get you in trouble.
That's why I like it.
I can't afford a divorce.
I am going to go out Saturday, though. So.
Now, what's the plan Saturday?
Just going on a date. Going to celebrate her birthday. So.
Now, is this your wife or your girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
Oh, cool. Let me ask you this: first time you guys ever went out on a date, how many beers did it take for you to get her in the sack?
Not many.
That's on my way home from work.
When you get off work, like, what do you go home and crack a few beers and go to bed, or what?
No, I don't drink that much because I just don't like the taste of beer.
Okay, well, here's what I say to people when they tell me they don't like the taste of beer. There's always whiskey.
There you go, vodka.
Jeez, that guy's laugh. Good God.
Boy, you just took me down memory lane there, man. I don't know how you got a hold of that audio.
Nigel talks to drunks.
Nigel talks to drunks.
Now, from the people who brought you Nigel talks to drunks,
yes.
Now comes Nigel is drunk talking to Rob Kendall on the way home from our bowling event.
Oh, no.
And I feel like I'm slurring, and I don't care, because I have not had this much to drink in a long time.
This much to drink.
And I'll take it.
Tomorrow morning, everybody's going to be like, where's Nigel?
He's passed out. The Red, White, and Bowl with Hammer and Nigel. Did I sound drunk when I said that?
Yes.
Yes, you are drunk. That's what.
Well, now, hold on. I've got a buzz.
Yeah, I mean, you're not like Otis from Andy Griffith.
I have not had too much to drink. Trust me. I am a veteran of
Trust
this.
me.
I have not had too much to drink. I don't like to go anywhere. I really don't like to go. And no, I don't. I don't like to go places. We had a lunch.
Where'd you go?
We went to BW3s.
BW3s.
I had not been to BW3s forever. It was so delicious. Now, this is going to be the tricky part. Okay. We're going to go up this little hill, and we're going to turn left. Right.
Left or right?
Jeez. It's your neighborhood.
Yeah, let him take you right in that patch of trees.
Turn right.
Turn right.
Now,
this was after Red, White, and Bowl, our bowling event, and Rob Kendall was nice enough to take me home.
Boy, he's a saint for dealing with that for 20 minutes.
Live streamed the entire event.
Coming up next, Elise Hensley. She was the young lady that had the MAGA hat on, went to the chatterbox. We're going to get to the bottom of it next.
The publication Wine Enthusiast has designated Barkeep Vodka, which is owned and operated locally here in Indy and distilled with Indiana corn. It's designated Barkeep a best buy because it's such a great price, around $17 or $18 a bottle.
Barkeep Vodka. When you see it on the shelf, that's the one you want. It's so smooth. And it's made in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. So pick up your bottle of Barkeep Vodka today. Go to barkeepvodka.com for a list of places you can grab your bottle tonight.
Advanced solutions from Comcast Business help turn today's enterprises into engines of modern business. It's how retailers become logistics mastering, supply chain transforming, seamlessly restocking, frictionless paying favorite shopping destinations.
Thank you for shopping.
And how nationwide restaurants become customer focusing, touchscreen ordering,
Second window, please.
rapidly customizing, quick serving eateries. It's how we turn financial firms into market tracking, client servicing, cyber securing economic engines.
Loan approved. Congratulations.
And how hospitals become the patient scanning, data managing, welcome to the worlding, life-changing healthcare facilities that we all depend on. With leading networking and connectivity, advanced cybersecurity, and expert partnership, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply.
One of the real advantages that we have here at Hendricks is the scope of the services that we have to offer in orthopedics.
Whether they have a hip fracture or they're a high-functioning athlete, we're all working towards the same thing.
To have them be able to have an elective surgery safely and then go home also in a safe fashion is of utmost importance.
We very much want everyone to get back to doing everything that they were doing beforehand. We're really invested in it.
Unstoppable orthopedic care. Learn more at hendricks.org/ortho.
Matt Bear here. Those heavy spring rains are right around the corner. Make sure you're ready for them with a free roof inspection from my friends at Cochran Exteriors. Notice a musty smell inside your attic, shingles curling, or have a leaky problem area? It's time to get it done. Call Cochran Exteriors for a free, no obligation consultation with options to meet your budget with a lifetime workmanship warranty. Get scheduled now before the spring brush. Visit CochranExteriors.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, these lawmakers in Indiana say they're working for you. You'll hear how and what happened regarding a bill over natural gas and propane today. Those stories and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, it's 5 o'clock.
The Kennedy files are coming. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just telling reporters.
We are tomorrow announcing and giving all of the Kennedy files. So people have been waiting for decades for this.
Referencing about 80,000 pages of records about the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Tomorrow's planned release follows a Trump executive order in January to declassify records from the JFK assassination and the killings of Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. The president's comments came at the Kennedy Center, where he now chairs a newly appointed board after purging previous members he accused of spending millions on unused facilities when repairs are needed. A House panel wants more information about the federal response to Chinese hacking incidents. Several lawmakers now asking the Homeland Security Secretary to turn over those records. The president has a planned call with Russia's leader as part of ongoing talks to end the war in Ukraine.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says a peace deal to end Russia's war in Ukraine is on the 10-yard line.
And we've never been closer to a peace deal than we are in this moment. And the president, as you know, is determined to get one done.
President Trump is set to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday, days after a top U.S. diplomat, Steve Witkoff, met with the Russian leader in Moscow. Ukrainian leaders have said they will agree to a 30-day ceasefire. So far, Putin has not accepted that U.S. proposal.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Severe storms that ripped across the South.
93. Sometimes these tornadoes hit ground, bounce up. Maybe they hit ground and do a lot of destroying.
Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves says one tornado was on the ground there for more than 70 miles. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He believes they don't do enough for you. You've got a sunny sky, a clear radar, and it's 52 in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. A rally on property taxes was put on by WIBC's Kendall and Casey today, and speaking at it was Indiana's Governor Mike Braun.
I'm asking this state government to get back on track and run itself efficiently. It's not like we're asking locals and school districts to do anything more. Government should be most powerful at the local level.
He says his property tax relief plan in its original form gives schools and local governments what they need while also not pinching Hoosier homeowners financially. Lawmakers are trying to come up with an agreement on an appropriate tax relief plan. Braun will join executives of Kratos Defense and Security Solutions Incorporated along with local and regional leaders in southern Indiana tomorrow at 3 o'clock for an economic development announcement in Crane, Indiana. He's urging people to arrive as early early as possible for it. A bill that would recognize natural gas and propane as clean energy sources in Indiana passed the House today. It's now advancing toward a final vote in the House. State Representative Alex Burton says a bill like this will help provide relief to Hoosiers on their utility bills. Kicked out for sporting a MAGA hat. That's what a woman says happened at an Indianapolis bar on Mass Ave. Ryan Hedrick reports.
The incident took place at the Chatterbox Jazz Bar on Friday night.
Get out of my bar right now.
That video was taken by Elise Hensley, who told Wish TV,
I do love our president of the United States. He is our president. I do appreciate that. And I don't think I find anything wrong with me wanting to wear a Trump hat.
On Instagram, the bar said that Hensley misgendered the bartender and antagonized them. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Hensley set to join Hammer and Nigel at 5:06. With today being St. Patrick's Day, how Irish is Indiana? Here's Terry Stacey to break it down.
According to some new analysis from CanadaSportsBetting.ca, the Hoosier State ranks 31st among the most Irish states and provinces in North America, with Marion County having the largest Irish population, with close to 30,000 residents claiming Irish ancestry. Lake County number 2, third Hamilton County with 14,468 Irish residents, followed by Allen and St. Joseph counties, rounding out the top 5. Terry Stacey, WIBC Mobile News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 5:04.
You love spring in Indy, but you hate to paint, so do what Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Visit Rhino Shield's booth at the Flower and Patio Show and learn about their 25-year transferable warranty protection. Plus, receive a free prize.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
In for Matt Bear with traffic at 5:05. Here's Mike Priest.
A crash on 38th Street east of Franklin. Another one Post Road and Pendleton Pike in Lawrence. You keep going northeast up the Pike, and you're all jammed up with that crash that's west of Carroll Road. Crew's still working on that. 465, this has gotten a lot worse. Westbound crash before Keystone, now blocking 3 right lanes. The brake lights start all the way back on the east side at 56th. 65 jammed up southbound 29th to Meridian. This report is sponsored by Discover. Do you know what's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide? If you guessed Discover, you guessed right, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies and warmer. High temperatures climbing near 70 degrees. More clouds are expected by the evening. Winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Wednesday starting off dry for most. Scattered showers and storms are expected later on in the afternoon and evening. There is a marginal 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a pair of special in-studio guests.
Oh, this story has blown up, hasn't it? Oh, wow. Man. So there was a little incident, I guess if you want to call it that, at the Chatterbox over this past weekend.
It's Mass Ave, right?
Yeah. And a video has gone viral showing what appeared to be a woman being asked to leave the Chatterbox because she was wearing a MAGA hat. Well, there's been a lot of discussion about it, so let's get right to the source here. We've got Elise Hensley here. She was the individual on the video in the MAGA hat. Also, you brought a sidekick with you here. We've got, who is this?
Mr. Holistic.
Mr. Holistic. Oh. Now, you guys all went to the Chatterbox on Saturday, and the goal was to watch a friend's play some music. Is that correct?
Yeah, we were there for...
Get right up close on that.
Yeah, we were there for a specific reason. No other reason besides that. Yeah.
Because social media is making it sound like you guys knew that this was a place that did not like Trump, so you went in there wearing your MAGA hats just to make a scene. That's the way it's being presented.
Yeah, absolutely, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not no hate against Chatterbox, but that's probably not the place I would want to hang out on a Friday. There's other bars in Indy that I would rather hang out and with my friends. So we were there for solely a specific reason. Yeah.
And you weren't the only one wearing the hat here. Mr. Holistic, you not only are wearing your hat right now, but you also donned the MAGA hat, correct?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm always representing because I think it's something that everybody should want right at this point in life, is just making this place a better place.
Okay, so let's go through a little timeline here. Take me through what exactly happened at the Chatterbox.
Yeah, so we decided we want to go there to watch our friend play. We walked in. There were words said before I started recording. So me and my friend went.
They saw your hat, then they started telling you, "Hey, we don't appreciate that."
Yep, I did. Before I could even get a word out, he immediately said, "Nope, you have to leave."
And this is the bartender guy in that video that looks like Andy Dick's character in Old School, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the guy that grabbed the bat?
Yes, the guy that grabbed the bat and threatened me. Yep. So
we're going to need to dig deep into that part.
Well,
That's but keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't.
You're good. So yeah, I was asked to leave with no context. I asked him. That's why I started recording, because we never. What we've noticed on social media is that people said that we were there earlier in the day. We were not. That whole incident happened within a 10-minute time frame. We were never there earlier. We were there in the establishment the whole time. We never left. We never came back.
You never left, because that's what I think.
It made it sound like you guys had left and then came back, and that's when you started recording.
Nope. I started recording because I was leaving, and I got to the door, and I felt something was not right. I said, I need to record this because this is just not okay. I mean, I get it. You're offended by my hat. You would kick me out. It's private property. You have every right to do that. But don't threaten me with a bat.
And I'm glad you say that. Let me cut you off right there, because there's a big debate going on right now on social media. People are saying, well, any business can tell you we don't want your service. It kind of goes into the bakery gay cake kind of thing. But last time I checked, Nige, nobody at the bakery got out a baseball bat and threatened somebody.
Exactly. So I thought it was pretty alarming. Like I said, the whole thing was we just wanted to go there, watch our friend play some jazz music, and I wanted to drink with my friends. Like, that was it. And I think that by us wearing our Trump hats, that shouldn't mean anything. Like, I'm willing to give you my money and my business. And let me preference, and I would love to say this. I have lived in Indianapolis for a very long time. I go to a lot of gay bars in the city. I love Metro. I love Teeny. People know me in the city. I have nothing wrong with the gay community at all. At all. So I was just like kind of stunned a little bit. Because, like I said, like I was just still trying to give him my money. I'm sorry my hat offended you, but I just want to drink.
What were your other friends doing? Holistic, what were you doing when this was going down?
When we first walked in, and everybody that knows me, I'm like a high energy guy. So I noticed the owner that was sitting at the door as soon as we walked in, because I was literally here in January and my guy was playing. So I already been there with the hat on and had no confrontation. And
so you've worn the MAGA hat in that place before, and nobody said a word.
And nobody said a word. So it was alarming to me when the guy saw her and saw me, but then immediately attacked her. So when I saw the owner, I said, "Yo, why are you allowing this to even happen when you know that this is not the right behavior? You want us to go? Yo, from business to business, I will leave respectfully.
Sure,
but you can't allow this to just happen like this. This guy just grabbed a bat, and then he just walked off like he wasn't the owner. And I'm like,
he acted like he didn't know.
Who was the guy? Who was the guy that grabbed a bat in that video?
Do we know? We don't. Nobody knows. This is the bartender. We don't know who this individual was.
The internet figured it out for us. So we have his name. I know who he is, but I've never seen him before downtown. Yeah, he works there.
Okay.
He stated in the video he was the owner, but he was definitely not the owner. The owner was sitting at the door.
Okay.
Watching this all happen and not saying a word about anything. Didn't say a peep.
And then when he went for the bat, the emotions going through you?
I was just like, this is wild. I mean, I get it.
Do you feel in danger?
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I didn't file a police report until yesterday, because I'm kind of stunned.
So you have filed a police report?
Oh, yeah. I filed a police report. I am in talks with a lawyer. Like, it's also comes down to race a little bit too. Like, he kicked both of us out. He is an African American male wearing a Trump hat. Like this. Like, I mean, it's like, and also the other thing is, like, I'm getting emails and getting called online that I'm a Nazi and I'm a fascist, and I'm like, just over a hat. Like, these people don't know my life. They don't know that I have lots of gay friends, all these things, and they just want to assume. It's just, they're assuming.
What's been the fallout, Elise? Like, since this video has gone viral, and I've seen some of the biggest names in social media sharing this out there, what's been the fallout for you and your family?
Oh, God. I'm getting death threats. I have had my address posted online. I am now, because of all this, my son is now having to leave with my mother to go out of state because it's not safe for us to be here right now. I'm okay. I can handle myself. That's fine. But I just have to protect my family now. So all I have to say also is, if the roles were flipped in this situation, the city would be burnt down by now.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding? If a bar refused to serve a pro-Hamas with verbiage or signage that they were wearing in the bar, this would be...
It's
you're
hypocrisy.
Totally right.
And I think it's wild. And just to assume, like, just because I have a hat on, I don't agree with the guy that kicked me out. I mean, it sucks. Like I said.
You could have been wearing it as a joke for all he knew. You know what I mean?
Or I could have been,
I know you take it seriously. But the bat, to me, when that person intimidated you, and I'm glad you're not staying silent about this. I have to ask, though. I mean, Chatterbox put out a statement, said you guys were in there and misgendering and harassing and being rude.
Oh, that did not happen, and I get it. That's because they're in the wrong. I will say that they were in the wrong, and now they're trying to cover their butts because of this. And now lies are getting spread all over the city about what actually happened. So. Yeah.
Let's do a little fact fiction here, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are some of the most ridiculous lies that you've seen about your incident on social media?
That I misgendered him, which I honestly, to be honest with you, when I was looking at him, she, I don't know what he was or she was, so how could I misgender?
You don't know what they identify
I don't know what
as.
they identify as, so that wasn't even a conversation. I don't know. So I just nothing was ever said about that because I don't know what to say. Like,
do you Dick's character from Old School, because that's what he looks like to me? Do you think this guy was trying to be Johnny Tough Guy to you?
Absolutely. I was a threat.
I'm just, just my personal opinion. I think had he done that to Mr. Holistic, he'd have that bat somewhere else.
Yeah. Sure. I was definitely targeted. I will say I was targeted. He probably felt threatened by me. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, like I said, I was really chill the whole time. I just wanted a drink. I'm going to keep saying that because at the end of the day, I walked in.
And you wanted to hear your friend play music.
That's it.
Because Chatterbox is a place known for like good jazz.
It's an iconic place.
I will say that I've been there. I have been to Chatterbox so many times in the past. And like I said, obviously I wasn't wearing a MAGA hat, but I've never had any issues there. I've talked to the staff. We've had good conversations at the bar. I mean, jazz music was good. It's a good vibe. Despite everything that happened, I will say Chatterbox is a great establishment here in Indianapolis. Like they have really good artists that come play there. So
awfully magnanimous for somebody who got a bat.
I know.
I was threatened with a bat.
I'll say how I feel.
Are you a Trump supporter? Did you vote for Donald Trump, or was this?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes. I did vote for him. Yeah, the hat was not a joke. I fully believe in what I voted for.
Sure.
And I still stand by that. I'm not going to backpedal. So
Elise Hensley is here. She was the one on the video that's gone viral about the Chatterbox incident. Musician Mr. Holistic also here. He was there that night. Got a couple minutes left here. Just a few more things. So again, I want to reset something you said earlier because I think this is important. You understand that businesses have the right to not serve you, correct?
Oh, yeah. I'm aware. Yes.
But the real problem was this dude getting a baseball bat out and threatening you.
Yeah, because in the video, you can even also tell I was not threatening at all. So that's kind of just where it crossed the line a little bit. So
take me through what's next in this story.
trying to stay alive. I don't know. I mean, like,
lawyers are involved. You said earlier you filed a police report.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to get backlash. I mean, like I said, I support so many businesses downtown. I know after all this, like, no one's going to, like, if I'm going to go into an establishment, people are like, you're the girl in the video. And I'm like, okay, but, like, can I just get a bagel? Like, can I get a coffee drink? Like, can I still support your business? Like, yeah, like, you don't agree with me, but, like, don't send me death threats. Don't post my internet online.
And you shouldn't have to take a "Make America Great Again" hat off to get a cocktail.
It's our president of the United States. Like, he is our president of the United States. Like, I have every right to wear that hat.
If you came in here wearing Joe Biden and Joy Reid T-shirts, I might not like it, but I'm not going to throw you out of the building. You know, like, that's ridiculous.
Exactly. And I will say that's another thing. During the last 4 years presidency, I obviously, Indianapolis is a very liberal city. People would be wearing their stuff around all the time. I had no issue with that because what am I going to say?
Because you're not a lunatic. That's why.
Because what am I going to say to you that's going to change anything? You know.
Well, Elise, Mr. Holistic, thank you so much for setting the record straight here because there's been a lot of
story and the death threats especially. I mean, I'm glad you're not staying silent on this because that's when they win. That's when the radicals. The progressives, that ideology, that's when they say, oh, we got him. We got her to shut up.
The keyboard warrior will try to push you around to the brink to where you're trying to tap out. That's their goal.
I documented everything. We're good. I'm working with the police. Like, everything's fine. I'm just,
Well, keep us up to date on this story. Whenever you've got some updates, let us know.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you.
100%. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's break down and have a look at what's going on with our traffic.
All right, on the north side of 465, still working this westbound crash before Keystone, taking out 3 right lanes. You're jammed solid back to the east side in the northbound lanes at 56th Street. 65 southbound, heavy from 29th to Meridian. Northbound with some delays through the downtown collector. Eastbound on 70, hitting the brakes from Harding to the south split. This report is sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
51 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. So if you'd like to respond to anything that Elise just told us about the Chatterbox incident, you can tweet at us at Hammer and Nigel. Send us a message on Facebook, Instagram at Hammer and Nigel. Plus, we got the YouTube chat. It's flowing right now. WIBC's YouTube channel, 93.1 WIBC. Jump in the chat. Let us know what you think, your response to the interview. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Got a quick round of Are You Okay With This coming up next.
Like to optimize your movement and performance to prevent injuries and enhance your long-term health? Join us for a free holistic integration peak performance workshop. Optimize your body at any age. Wednesday, March 26th at 6 p.m. Our expert structural team will show you how to move better, feel stronger, and stay injury-free. Whether you're an athlete looking to improve performance, an active adult wanting to stay mobile, or just hoping to move with more ease, this event is designed for all skill levels and ages. You'll learn strategies to support your strength, flexibility, and overall well-being. Plus, you will receive a free performance assessment by our structural team that will evaluate your movement patterns and create a personalized plan just for you. The free holistic integration peak performance workshop. Optimize your body at any age. Wednesday, March 26th at 6 p.m. Reserve your spot by calling 317-848-8048 or online at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
For over 20 years, Howard Bailey Financial has been helping families just like yours gain clarity, confidence, and purpose with personal and practical financial strategies. And now, we're offering our full suite of services on Rangeline Road, right in the heart of Carmel, making it even easier to meet with our experienced team face-to-face. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating life transitions, or just need guidance for your financial future, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Text CARMEL to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Better water is getting even better at C&J Water. Get a free Premier Reverse Osmosis System when you purchase any water softener and save $990. C&J is the water treatment partner of the Indiana Pacers and Fever and believes everyone deserves better water, well water, or city water. When you invest in any new water softener from C&J, you'll get their Premier Reverse Osmosis System. That's a $990 value absolutely free. C&J Water for great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Looking for a great deal on a new Lincoln? Come to Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $15,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. We look forward to seeing you at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 57,785. Offers good through March 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Okay. You cannot read me texts like the one you just read me and then expect me to go on the air and do a show. So just remember that the next time, Hammer.
I'm sorry.
Before you pull out your phone and read me what you just... Okay. Purdue. Ladies and gentlemen, Purdue, the number 4 seed in the NCAA basketball tournament. They play number 13 High Point this Thursday at 1. IU left out of the tournament. Are you okay with this?
I have very mixed feelings here because on paper, Indiana probably deserved to be in over North Carolina. I mean, honestly, West Virginia probably deserved it more than anybody. West Virginia was the team that got screwed the most. North Carolina did not deserve to be in the field. But it's just one hell of a coincidence that the president of the selection committee happens to be the president of North Carolina. Wow, what a coincidence. So now they're in the field. Indiana, West Virginia, they're left out. And the reason why I'm conflicted, Nigel, we'll get to Purdue in just a moment, is that I think most IU fans would agree this past season, this team, this coaching staff, one of the most unlikable in the history of the program. It's one thing to stink, right? Everybody has a bad year. Everybody goes through a rough stretch for the most part. But this team, from what I gather, and again, my son is a sophomore in college. He's got friends that go to IU, goes down there, visits them from time to time. These are players who don't win big games, flaunting their NIL money at the bars, rubbing it in people's faces, talking to the fan base like they're stupid. Well, you better not be cheering for us when we turn this thing around. You never turned it around. You didn't make the tournament. So it was a cocky, arrogant group of kids that were overpaid. And you can say these things now because some of these kids are millionaires. Like the Ballo kid was a millionaire. Man. I think Trey Galloway was making $600,000 in NIL money. Wow. So, yeah, it's okay to criticize some of these kids for the way they behave with that level of money. Woodson was just such a smug, arrogant you-know-what.
Coach.
I hated the way he treated Fish. Don Fisher, the iconic voice of the Hoosiers. So I'm not going to shed any tears for the most unlikable group of spoiled, entitled you-know-whats not making it. Now, with Purdue, they got early tip-off. They're the second game in all of the schedule on Thursday. So Thursday, I think, is the real first day of March Madness, not this play-in crap on Tuesday and Wednesday in Dayton. So Purdue, 1 o'clock on Thursday, High Point. High Point is like the sexy underdog pick that a lot of people like because they can score, they can hit three-pointers, they get up and down the court.
Okay.
So a lot of people are in on High Point. Last time I checked the point spread, it went from 10 down to 8.5. So High Point money is coming in on the point spread. I still like Purdue here, though. I really do. Yeah. I think Indiana kids, smart gym rat kids, that's what Purdue has on their roster.
The best point guard in the nation, probably.
One of them, yeah, for sure. For sure, and Braden Smith.
Yeah.
So I get it. Purdue has a history of kind of struggling in that first round. I'm not saying that they don't. They lost to a 16 seed a number of years ago, but they followed it up by going to the championship game. You know, I know Zach Edey's not running out of that tunnel anytime soon, but I like this Purdue team, at least against High Point. So give me the Boilers. I'll lay the 8.5. All right, coming up here in just a moment, this is going to be really interesting. Dr. Roland Kaur, he's the guy that did the autopsies of Abby and Libby in the Delphi murder trial. He has been the leading forensics expert for a long time. This dude's been doing it for over 35 years. He's got some stories. He's got a new podcast. We'll talk about that coming up right after the news with John Herrick.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
What he says is reasonable and unreasonable. All clear on your radar right now. 48 degrees in downtown Indy. Low of about 28 tonight. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:30. Indiana Governor Mike Braun says he wants schools and local governments to be financially healthy.
But we don't want them to be so healthy that they flood you with all kinds of spending, and then they want your taxes to go up.
Which is why he said at a property tax rally at the State House this afternoon that he's continuing to fight for common sense property tax reform. The rally was organized by WIBC's Kendall and Casey and emceed by Jason Hammer. Elise Hensley came to Chatterbox Jazz Bar on Mass Ave in downtown Indianapolis Friday night wearing a MAGA hat to support President Donald Trump.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Out.
Because I'm wearing a Trump
Yes.
hat. That's wild.
I don't care. Get out.
Hensley says she's being discriminated against because she was wearing the hat. Chatterbox management says Hensley and her friends were being disruptive and threatened people in the bar before recording video of the interaction. President Trump says the files related to the assassination of former President John F. Kennedy will be released tomorrow. Speaking while touring the Kennedy Center today, Trump said around 80,000 pages will be released. Kennedy was killed in Dallas back in 1963. The state of Maine violated Title IX guidelines. That's what federal health leaders are saying. Fox's Gernal Scott explains why.
The Department of Health and Human Services Office for Civil Rights said Maine's Education Department, Principals Association, and a high school violated the 1972 Title IX provision by allowing athletes who were male at birth to compete in women's sports. In February, President Trump signed an executive order to keep men out of women's sports, threatening to rescind funding where it happens. The state has 10 days to respond before the matter is referred to the U.S. Justice Department. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
And the stranded NASA astronauts are preparing to finally return home. Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore are about to wrap up an unexpected 9-month stay aboard the International Space Station because of issues with their Boeing Starliner spacecraft. They're supposed to come back home tomorrow. And with traffic now, here's Mike Priest.
And we start with a crash on the southwest side. It's on Canby Road at County Road 975 East. 65 southbound, heavy delays for you. Start at MLK, go pretty much all the way to the north split. And then if you continue east on 70, it's slow to Keystone. Eastbound on 70, you have delays that start at West Street and go into the downtown collector. North side of 465, that crash before Keystone, finally gone. You still have the delays running all the way back to 56th Street. This report is sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly clear skies remain for tonight, or low temperatures in the lower 40s. For tomorrow, high temperatures approaching 70 degrees, partly cloudy, more clouds expected by the evening. For Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy skies, winds gusting over 30 miles an hour. Scattered showers and storms are expected later on in the afternoon and evening. A marginal 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather is in place. High temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
One of the leading forensic pathology experts in the state of Indiana is Dr. Roland Kaur. He was Vigo County's coroner for, I believe, 4 terms, has worked with multiple colleges and universities. He also was the one that did the autopsies in the Delphi trial. Dr. Kaur joins us now. Doctor, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
We are doing great, and a mutual friend kind of connected us here. My friend Haley connected us, and I had no idea that you were the one that had to look at the photos, the autopsies of Abby and Libby in the Delphi trial. Take me through what that was like, knowing this was such a high-profile trial. Was there any pressure? What was that like?
Well, it's interesting that I got this case in the first place. I mean, I'm based in Terre Haute, Indiana, which is far, far away from Delphi. It's like 100 miles as the crow flies. And although during my career, I had a kind of a referral area of around 13 counties in western Indiana and eastern Illinois, occasionally I'd get the strays coming by special request. The way I got involved with this case from Delphi was actually at the request of the Indiana State Police. Now, I worked with many of the evidence techs and detectives for many years, the way they're spread out over the state. One of my responsibilities over the years was I was recruited to give them kind of a finishing class before they went out on the field as independent crime scene investigators. So I'd gotten to know a great deal of these people, and one morning after the bodies were discovered, I received a phone call actually from the scene. One of these gentlemen who I'd known for years and years, you could tell he was upset by just the tone of his voice. He said they had a very difficult case they were dealing with, and they wanted me to do the autopsy. Now, in Indiana, the way the autopsies are ordered is generally it's by the coroner in the jurisdiction where the body is found. So this would have been Carroll County, Indiana, which I'd never dealt with before. I knew of the coroner up there, but had never worked with him one-on-one. So it seemed strange when I clarified that we were talking about someplace so far away. And I told the state police person on the phone, I said, well, I'll be happy to do the case, but you guys are not the ones that legally can request it. It's going to have to come from the coroner. And it took about 5 seconds to get him put on the phone, and he made the formal request, so we made arrangements to proceed. So at the time, I really didn't have any clue how big a deal it was, other than the fact that knowing these CSIs from state police, who I respect very much, for them to be that upset about something, I knew it had to be something of fairly grand nature.
Right.
So anyway, arrangements were made to get the bodies transported for autopsy the next morning. Both bodies were brought down, as well as a contingent of investigators, which included the Carroll County coroner, state police evidence technicians, detectives working the case, and really didn't have a whole lot of heads up until they arrived that morning. And my typical routine when I start a case like this is before we even take the bodies out of the refrigerated storage, I will ask for kind of a brief synopsis from the investigators to try to get a feel from where we're going. And then we kind of just get into it. And the body bag is open. We photograph in the bag. We make note of clothing, blood, obvious wounds.
Doctor, real quick, let me jump in here real quick. When you talk about the wounds here, for so many people, this was a case, this was a trial they were interested in, but they were relying on outside sources to give them information because no cameras were in this courtroom. Remind everybody, if you can, what the wounds were on these young ladies.
Well, we had what we call sharp force injuries to the neck on both young ladies. Now, in forensics, you break down things by blunt force injuries, sharp force injuries, penetrating gunshot-type injuries, things of that type. And in sharp force, there's also 3 subcategories. There are incised wounds, there are stab wounds, and there are what are called chop wounds, which are kind of with a heavier, sharp-bladed instrument like a machete or something like that. And these were somewhat unusual in the fact that they were not really classic for either stab or incised because they were fairly short, but in areas sometimes they looked a little bit more, at least in the young lady that had multiple wounds. And, for the sake of, the family, I'm not going to go into great details in terms of, by names, but just we're going to be talking in generalities here.
Of course.
But one of the young ladies had a single sharp force injury to her neck, whereas the other had multiples. And again, these wounds didn't fit what I normally see in the multiple sharp force injuries I've seen over my career. Stab wounds tend to be deep, but not necessarily long, whereas incised wounds are more slashing sort of things that are not necessarily very deep. And these were kind of neither fish nor fowl in that regard. They were kind of a mixed bag.
I was wondering also, did the defense try to discredit you when you were on the stand, or was it more of a factual, more like
no, I mean, I had to give a deposition in this case last February, long before the trial actually started up in the fall. During the course of a deposition, you're testifying under oath, and at the time I was asked about, what I thought in terms of a weapon, and I really had to tell them at the time, well, it's serrated light, but I can't be more precise.
Yeah.
And, of course, they document that. Well, during the course of last summer, because you don't shut your mind off to, thinking about this thing, because I know the case is coming up, it's going to be a big deal. I was out in my garage, happened to glance over at my workbench, and there on one of the pegboards, I saw a box knife hanging there that had a very almost identical pattern as what I described as those serrated-like marks on the side as a thumb grip. And I looked at that and said, son of a gun, that would explain exactly what we're dealing with, box knife. And that would fit the depth of the wounds we were dealing with. It would fit the contused edges of the wounds.
Yeah.
Everything would fit with the box knife. So I communicated that with the prosecution next time I met with them. A week or so after I testified, I was following the trial in the media, and I came across an article about one of the other witnesses who happened to be the warden at one of the state prisons where he was held for a time prior to trial. And the warden was one of the many people that our accused confessed to, in addition to confessing to family, confessing to other cellmates, and multiple other people, some of which were recorded. He confessed to this one warden, and what he told the warden was he'd used a box knife and then thrown it in a dumpster. Had that information been forwarded to me at some point, it would have kind of verified we had essentially 2 people who independently had information suggesting box knife. And that was one of the things I think that hopefully convinced the jury that box knife is something I thought could have been done, and then somebody is actually confessed to that says he admitted using a box knife.
Yes.
And you can't write that sort of thing off as coincidence.
And you believe there was only one assailant, right?
Yeah, I mean, part of the thing that also we prepared for, which never got brought up in the courtroom, had to do with this theory of a ritual slaying by followers of the Norse god Odin. Well, and I anticipate these sort of things because part of my job is to educate the attorneys that retain me and what sort of questions to ask, what sort of things to consider. And when you think of rituals, I don't know what everybody else thinks of rituals, but I mean, the Masons have rituals, fraternities and sororities have rituals, Catholic Church has rituals. But rituals are things that follow a very prescribed, organized, repetitive style, more or less a script. And the nature of the wounds on these 2 young ladies, clothing was still on them, clothing was off one of them. multiple wounds on one, single wound on another. Just doesn't strike me as a ritual unless they were kind of making it up as they went.
Dr. Roland Kaur with us. Doctor, we could probably sit here and pick your brain for hours, but you've got a podcast coming out where you're going to be talking about your 35 years of forensic pathology. I mean, so many people are fascinated with this type of thing, Doctor. Tell me about the Coroner Chronicles, spelled K-O-H-R, like your last name, Coroner Chronicles podcast.
Well, during the course of doing my, autopsy for the last 35 or so years, so the stories sometimes have interesting spins, interesting quirks. I like to say sometimes the Grim Reaper has a weird sense of humor because there's really some bizarre things we see, and you don't normally think of death investigation as having a humorous side, but sometimes there are just side stories that go along with the main investigation that just, you can't help but say, oh, my God. So anyway, after telling these stories for years and years, I started having people saying, Doc, you really need to write a book one of these days. Put together some stuff through a mutual friend that I went to high school with. I was referred to his agent because he's published and got turned down and was told pretty much that you're really never going to get published unless you've got social media presence. And for all the things I've done in my career, social media is not one of them.
Right.
But I was able to enlist somebody that is an expert in that field and started talking about putting together a podcast, which would essentially maybe grease the wheels toward getting a book published. And now it's almost taken on a life of its own. We've got about 15 or 16 episodes recorded so far. I think 6 have been broadcast, and they're short snippets. They're not, hour-long podcasts. These are usually 15, 20, 25 minutes at the most.
Okay.
But they'll cover individual, subjects, and not only do I cover, an actual case illustration, but I'll explain the science behind it in a way that, laypersons, i.e. jurors, can understand. And, I've been getting good feedback from those who have listened to some of these.
Love it. Check it out, the Coroner Chronicles, K-O-H-R-O-N-E-R, Coroner Chronicles. If you're somebody that loves the true crime type of genre, man, you're going to enjoy this. Dr. Roland Kaur. Doctor, thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. Pleasure talking with you.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and 1 unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus 1 unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus 1 unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659. This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-518-9137. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start. For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Shop the All-American sale at Grand Appliance for slam dunk savings on select American-made appliances. Don't miss out. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today.
Join WIBC this Saturday 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show live from Sullivan Hardware and Garden at 71st and Keystone. Kick off spring at their open house. Play Pansy Roulette where you can win 10 to 100% off select items.
I'm not going to make any jokes about Pansy Roulette. I'm just going to simply throw it to Mike Priest for traffic.
And he always bets on black. 65 southbound, that's slow from 86 to 71st. Then heavier but improving from 21st to Meridian. 70, delays are done in both directions. Also good through the downtown collector. North side of 465, tight eastbound Michigan to Meridian and Keystone to 69. South on 69, still kind of heavy from 96th Street to 465. This report is sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
52 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show on 93 WIBC.
Happy Six-Pack Tricks Day.
Coming up after 6 o'clock, Rob Kendall will join us. We'll talk about the property tax rally. Boy, there's a lot of people there today. Loud, boisterous, passionate crowd that is tired of wishy-washy Republicans. So we'll talk about that coming up a little bit after 6 o'clock. Nigel, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, how about great moments in possibly drunk history?
Possibly drunk.
Possibly. I wasn't there. I did not take a breathalyzer, but I know what a drunk sounds like.
Sure.
I work with one every day. So this is great moments in possibly drunk history.
Wait a minute.
Comedian Mike Epps on his stand-up comedy show.
We got the Mayor Hockstead in the house. Y'all give it up for Me and him was drinking all day today. That's what I like about it. He don't give a f***. He be on the commercials lit as hell. I get another drink and go deal with these idiots.
So again, somebody else other than us saying Hogsett likes to imbibe.
He could have been joking around.
Great moments in possibly drunk history. Yes. Here is Joe Hogsett.
I want you all, look, I ain't on the ballot. I ain't running for nothing. I'm running from things, but I ain't running for nothing.
Sounds like you on the way home from our bowling event.
BW3.
Jeez.
Turn left here, Rob. No, right. Turn right. Turn right.
So good. All right, do not go anywhere. Rob Kendall will recap the property tax rally next.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken